There are so many saddles on the market, but the bottom line for most riders is comfort and security. They want the same for their horses. We visited a saddle maker that feels the same way.
For years, I said a wooden saddle tree only fits a wooden horse. And the theory is that we're trying, and I did years ago, trying to fit a wooden object that stayed in one particular shape to an animal that is going to be in a dynamic motion and move. And what was brought up to my attention with some veterinarians, they're saying, well, we have these three machines, the thermography and the ultrasound, the computerized pad. Why don't we see how well this is working with you? Some of the results when we first started out with this was not something I wanted to see. But because I loved my horse, I wanted to do something better. I knew that if I could make those three machines happy, it was definitely going to work for the horse. Okay, what we have here is a traditional wooden rawhide bound saddle tree. And we're going to pretend that it's a horse that the saddle tree basically doesn't fit. And we'll get him out of the way. What happens is that because it's bridging and only touching in the front and the back, you can see as I get up here with my body weight that it doesn't change shape. And even if I used a particular pad or gel or whatever, it would still bridge on these four places. And that's when we come into the theory of the Bozzage Spring Flex Airflow Saddle Tree. The whole inside of the saddle tree is full of air. With the new Airflow tree, it's on the same existing horse. We still have 1.5 inches of gap underneath. Now as we put our body weight in it, it ends up bending and going down and trying to support the shape. And it not only gives long ways, but it also will give lengthways. If I can grab it and pull hard enough, which I'm pretty strong, you can see that the tree would also give in the bar. And he's constantly changing shape through his back and through his shoulders. So we need something that changes as he changes, not something that fit him when he was standing still in the static form. What we've done now, because we have the flexible tree, I had to put one more system on it to help out the user of the saddle and help out the horse. So what we end up doing is sewing the hook of Velcro in the bottom of the skirt to take the place of the sheepskin. And then we designed a pad that we call a sponge comfort bar, and it has then the carpet put on the top. And because of that, we can peel and stick these different thicknesses of pads to fit different designs of backs of horses. With this new system, we do not need the saddle blanket and the traditional pads that we always used on the back. It's already built into the saddle. They custom peel and stick. You can custom sand them. It's endless on what we can do. And because of that, you don't have a slippage of a saddle and a blanket that's always moving. With the new pad system, we have eliminated probably 85 to 90% of our back problems and been very happy with the product. In my versatile balanced rhythm saddles, I wanted to get that rider at least 7 inches farther forward. What we've done in this seat is we've made the front half low and the back half high, which if you rolled a marble would roll forward and stay in what we call the center of gravity or the riding circle. If you got a teeter-totter and you put a sawhorse in the middle and you made it go back and forth, as long as you were sitting directly over the sawhorse and we put the teeter-totter on a machine that would go 50 miles per hour, 100 miles per hour, as long as you were sitting at the sawhorse, you don't care what the front and the back are doing. But as soon as we stop the machine and start to move you back from that position or forward, and this teeter-totter starts going, then you've got to do a lot of work to try to stay there. And what we're doing on the horse, like the jumper and the polo and the saddle bronc riders and the jockey, they're riding at the center of that sawhorse so that the front and back are doing all different types of things, but they float. They ride the horse, not the seat. We've taken the stirrup and V'd it like a saddle bronc saddle, and this V effect makes this stirrup lock in position. Once he split them into a V, he had more security than any other rider in the world. The next thing we've done is take away all the bulk that's underneath the leg with a big D-ring, about 3 wraps, 2 big old pads. It's equivalent of 2 2x4s stuck under each knee. What we're trying to do is get this so that the rider is close up against the horse with nothing underneath his knee, and so that the contact that he has between the stirrup leather and his leg against the horse is tremendous. She's left lead, and out of left lead. This is 60 days on this young horse, and you'll notice the horse is very quiet. It's hard for people to see that we take horses in 30 days, 60 days and do something that somebody says that it's impossible to do that. And I said, yeah, when I used to ride in that position and I used to have that wooden tree dig into his back and I used to have the bits that crushed his tongue or whatever, I always said it was my horse, and really it was me causing the problems. And as soon as I deleted those problems, then the horse was saying, well, just get up off me, ride me, not the seat, and watch how easy I do the lead changes, watch how easy I stop, watch how easy I roll, watch how easy I follow that cow. And I'm going, this is absolutely a miracle. And the horse was saying, no, it's not a miracle. You're finally leaving me alone. We're working as a team now instead of him being, I'm the sergeant and he's the private. Today we use the old world's craftsmanship, but most of my saddles is done all by hand. Sometimes we do use a machine on different parts, but most of it's done by hand. Most of the saddle builders today take these little rollers that have a dot punch, and they will roll that right along that scribe, and you'll see that it just makes little teeny holes, but we use pricking irons, and this is the craftsmanship that is being lost today. These little teeth are on a diagonal, and what happens is that we punch it, we move it, and this is where we get that beautiful stitch that you'll see on that saddle. Once you hand stitch and you have an awl and two needles, the thread go in and out like a serpentine, and if one of those busted and come loose, the other one that's going through the holes is still holding it. It's never pulling on thread on thread. They want the quality, they want the craftsmanship, they want something that's going to last them 50, 60 years, and that's what I build. Naturally, a horse has a tremendous amount of balance and support and agility, and I find we hold them up in the position that we ride, and if we can get the riders that 7 inches farther forward in that correct position, they'll start getting confidence. And they're saying, hey, I'm not afraid. I don't lose my stirrups like I used to. I don't feel like he's shooting out from underneath me anymore. I can stay up there and bend him around and stop him. And it's by moving forward and getting in balance and being part of the horse. We have completely changed the thought of the horse world through this saddle.